This is part two of our interview with Vicki Kline, who's running for the Portage County Commissioner seat opening up this November. We were talking about family and work experience, Vicki. Tell us about your current job.
Well, right now I handle investments for folks. I have my own business. I'm affiliated with LPL, which is the largest broker-dealer. It's independent broker-dealer in the United States. But I own my own business. I do it on my own time. But like I told you before, my tax background, my accounting background has really helped with this business. I mean, my clients call me before they make any kind of financial decisions. I mean, I'm in on things like buying houses. Obviously, I don't do the deal, but I give them advice about it. They call me before they make any kind of move, which, you know, I really like, and I have a very good relationship with my clients. I help them with their budgets. I help them with their aligning their financial goals with their lives, their values, and things like that. Because I've learned that throughout life that when your principles and your values, when you go against them, they do not break, you do. And money, you know, it's funny because money is a very personal thing, and that comes into that, and you need to know how to handle your money correctly. And every decision you make as an adult has a financial aspect to it. So it's good to be financially literate, and I'm very passionate about that.
Not asking you specifically about your financials, but would you say you do well at your business?
Yes, I do. It was a tough year last year, I got to say, and it's come up a little bit this year. But yes, I've been very successful at my business.
Why take on the job as a Portage County Commissioner then?
Because I think Portage County really needs someone that is fiscally responsible, has proven that personally, and that has a lot of experience in budgeting. I have over 25 years of experience in budgeting. That is very important because that's what the commissioners do. They are in charge of the general fund. They decide where and how all of your tax dollars are spent. They do the budget. And also, I think not only a numbers person, but you have to be a people person. You have to be able to get along with people. They are the liaison between most of the county departments. So you have to be able to communicate with people. You know, two people can say the same thing, and it's perceived differently because of how it's said. There's a way to deal with people. I have experience in negotiating union contracts. I have experience in negotiating insurance contracts. I get along very well with people. I have very good people skills, and I think that's going to be very important in this commissioner's position.
When the commissioner seat came up available, was there something specific that happened at the commissioner's office that made you decide to run?
Well, I started getting calls, Sal, is what happened. Encouraging me to do this, and I thought, well, gee, I don't know, you know, is it the right time? And then I started doing some research and the papers and the misappropriations, and I thought, you know, I think they need someone on there, like I said, not only a numbers person that knows how to read the numbers, but that's a people person that can bring people together, and that's got a level head, someone that can evaluate all sides of an issue and make a difference. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to please everybody, because I'm not. When you make a decision, obviously you've got people that think otherwise, and you're not going to please them. But what I can tell the people is when I make a decision, I will be able to tell you why. And if 6 months down the road, if I have other information that says that decision was not the right decision, I will step up to the plate and say, you know what, I think I made a mistake. Maybe we need to back up and do something about this.
Specifically prior to today, have you looked at the county budget?
Yes, I have.
And if you could make one change to the county budget, somewhere you think that maybe money could have been spent or someplace where money shouldn't have been spent, what would that be?
You know what, I don't know of one specific place, but what I do know is lacking is the personnel. They are lacking annual performance reviews. I think every job should be looked at there. I don't think it's been done in a while, and you need to look, when you're doing a budget, you need to do it line by line. You can't do it even department by department, because you need to look at every employee, what they provide, and you know, just because they're a senior employee necessarily doesn't mean that they should be kept longer than someone else, or the pay should be different. I mean, I think all of this needs to be evaluated, and I don't think it has been in a long time. But in order to do that, like I said, you have to have not only number skill, but people skills. Now, there's a real hot topic about the Sheriff's Department right now. There's no doubt about it. And I attended the Commissioners meeting yesterday. They had asked that everyone cut. Well, the Sheriff had come in with his budget, and it's 13% over. So that's going to be a real hot topic. But what you need to do is look at all the departments and look at the services they provide And you're not going to be able to cut 10% across the board. That is not budgeting. You have to look at every person, every department, everything, and that's going to be some work. It really is. And you have to understand the numbers to be able to put them together, and you also have to understand people.
I'm glad you brought the sheriff department up because that was actually my next question. Sheriff David Doak is obviously having a budget problem.
Yes, he is.
Last year there was a big controversy where the budget was cut.
Yes.
And we almost had to lay off some deputies.
Yes.
With the exception that the union took some concessions as well as some employees of the office. This year it looks like there's going to be cut even further. At least that's what the current commissioners would like to do.
Right.
In a time where it's taking police officers 30 and 45 minutes, sheriff's officers rather,
Right.
30 and 45 minutes to get the calls. For instance, we had a murder call last year where deputies took almost 35 minutes to get there. Who knows whether the person would have died or not if they got there sooner.
Right.
Can you commit that if you become commissioner, that you will make sure you find money to give the sheriff his budget?
I don't know that I can commit to say 100%, but I don't think Dave Doak can take another 10% cut, and I think I know he will be priority. The reason being because of safety of our citizens. I rode in one of their cars about a month ago on a Saturday night, and it was a very supposedly light night, and to tell you the truth, I was scared to death. I really was. I mean, we were called on a domestic violence issue, and when the economy is bad, crime goes up. We all know that. So it's like when the economy goes bad, we have less money, but yet we need more services from the sheriff's department. So I will work diligently with Sheriff Doak to see, where and if we can cut, which I don't think this year's budget can be cut anymore because he actually took a cut last year. He took a 3% cut with his men because he said he couldn't look at them without doing that.
You're running against Tommy Jo Marsilio. What do you bring to the table that she doesn't?
Well, I think I bring a lot of financial knowledge, a lot of budgeting experience. I think I bring a level head, sound judgment. I think I'm more mature than she. I know I'm more mature than she is, and I think therefore I may stop and evaluate things before making a decision. Making hasty decisions in the commissioner's office could be very detrimental to our county. It truly could. And coming to a judgment quickly on something could also be very detrimental. You have to step back and look at the situation, gather the information for the facts, and be able to make a good decision. And I don't think my opponent has that ability. Not now. She may in future years, but not now. She does not.
Let's talk about Tommy Jo for a second. A little over a year ago, I believe it was, she was fired from the Portage County Prosecutor's Office for a flyer that had the words "Good Old Boys Corruption Club" on it. Right. We spoke to Tommy Jo about a week ago, and she didn't apologize for that. And she truly believes that there is a Good Old Boys Corruption Club here in Portage County. Do you believe that?
I think there's a good old boys club everywhere you go in every county. I mean, I think that's always been that women haven't made as much money, and in Portage County, a lot of these officials have gone to school together. But corruption is, I think, you need to have facts before you start saying corruption. Now, if she's got facts to back that up, that's another thing. But good old boys is one thing, but when you say corrupt, that's another thing. I don't think if she's talking about our prosecutor or any elected officials that I know, any judges, I don't know of any corruption personally myself, no.
She was endorsed by the Portage County Tea Party. By she, I mean Tommy Jo.
Correct.
Last week, we're going to pause for 1 second
Okay.